Here we go. Ready? Oh, who's better than me? Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Well, it's the first week of September, and I'm just about to jump on the upper pediment. Me and Steve have been working for the last couple of weeks, really trying to hammer out the details of this upper pediment, and it's vicious. I mean, it really, really is. But you can see that. Check it out. It's the last big chunk of that giant piece of wood that I had. I'll put my coffee now. So this is it, man. Hopefully I've made all the mistakes I'm going to make, because I'm running out of material. It's still wicked heavy. Oh. But here it is. That's it. One last chunk. And out of that piece of wood, right? Out of this piece of wood, I need to get the entire upper pediment and all the doors and the embellishment on the doors and the little door on the inside of the pigeonhole assembly. Here it is, ladies and gents. Huh? What do you think of that? This is the upper case. This is the door. This is the capital that goes on the top of the door. I made changes, I haven't decided yet. There's a really cool curly-Q looking one, like Corinthian or something or other. And this bead right here, this right here is the top of the case, and this right here is the beginning of the pediment. So this is the I don't even know what it's called, little fillet with a bead, and then this right here is, you see where it says fretwork right there? That little piece is the fretwork. This is a side profile. This is not only the front, but it's also the side. And then this piece of detail, this piece, all this dental molding, this piece, and then the top of it. And then it shoots off into this angle right here. So, what I need to do, right, is I need to basically make all the blanks for all this crown molding. And then I need to stack it all together. I need to run it, stack it together so it's one unit, and then apply it to the top. Now, I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to make the frame to the box. You can kind of see, hey, there's Steve's drawing, here's my drawing. But that's alright, this is perfect. You see, this is a block, and this is a block, and this is essentially what all this crown molding is going to get applied to. So I just don't know if, like, the piece of the fillet is going to be, you know, 2 or 3 inches thick, so it'll actually be on the bottom of the frame. I think that may work out better. But so I need to figure out how to make this frame. And this frame doesn't just sit flush to the outside of the box. It needs to sit back the thickness of the fretwork. So you kind of need to know the thickness of the fretwork before you make the frame, obviously. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get to just cut up this big ass whomping board, and then turn it into a bunch of little pieces, and then hopefully by the end of this month I'll have that pediment on. I mean, that's what I'm shooting for. And I'd like to know, I should have the material roughed out for the doors. Those doors are really something else, you know. They're going to be a lot of fun to make, I think. I hope, you know. So I'm really hoping that I hopefully found my stride, you know, and I can just get this thing done. It's the fall now, you know. So I really need to just keep going, everybody. Been a long year so far, and it's getting there. I'm a little depressed I didn't make the show, but I kind of knew I wasn't going to make it. I was shooting for it, but this thing really got away from me. This is really way more complicated than I ever expected it to be. But I'm not going to quit. T-Chisel, T-Mac, T-Bonius, T-Rex, Jerk, whatever you want to call me. I ain't a quitter. So I'm just going to keep going, alright? I just want to give you a little breakdown on this pediment. And you know, it's not... Ooh, almost broke my ankle. It's not like, you know, we could just go somewhere and pull it out of the sky. We had to draw this, and, you know, Steve did most of it. I went with him. We took the photographs, but that guy's just a really good draw guy. Draftsman. And I'm not. I suck at it. So, It looks pretty fucking good, fellas. I'm tired already. I haven't even started to do anything today. Alright guys, what's happening? As you can see, I started the framework for the pediment moldings. Basically, all I did was I made a 1-inch frame, and it's just a lap joint, glued and screwed in the corners. You know, it doesn't need to have through mortises and tenons or anything. This gets screwed down to the top of the case. So the screws basically hold this thing in place. So I'm just going to show you what I made and how I made it and why I made it, you know, instead of just showing you every single time when I go to the table saw. You know what I mean? It must get pretty boring sometimes just to watch me cutting the same kind of stuff on the table saw. But I'm going to try to explain it so you don't have to really watch all that stuff. Alright, well, check it out. This is the frame, okay? Right here. You can see that I got a lap joint right here. And I got a couple of screws in it. I got a screw here. You see? Now you can see how this has a rabbet on it, and this sits down on top of the frame. Okay? And it's going to stay flush in line with the front of the case. Now you notice that this is sitting back from the edge of the case. It's basically because this front board needs to overhang like this. Not this dimension, but it sticks out a ½ inch. Okay? Because all this receives the all the moldings, you know what I'm saying to you? So it gets a piece of 1/4-inch fretwork that brings it out to the flush to the side of the case. So you can see that I have this piece already glued, screwed on. So I have this end on, it's screwed on, the frame is screwed to the top of the case. Hang on a sec. And this is the front, okay? This is the front board, and this just is going to sit on top of the frame and rest on the case. And it's 90 degrees. You know, I've already checked it with my square a couple of times, so I know that it's 90. And all I need to do is put a couple of screws in it here and screw it along the bottom of the case. And then I'm going to, you know, glue it and screw it and make it permanent. Not to the case, but to the frame. So once I do all this, right, hopefully that won't fall. It probably will. Yeah, see? Alright. What all this does is it basically acts like the backboards to this. Okay, I don't even know if you can see this. But you see this where it says the fretwork? That dotted line right there is the case. Okay? And then all this molding on the front gets applied to this piece of wood that I got here. So you can see that it's flush to the side of the case, all right? And you see this dotted line here? That's the side profile of the door. So all this needs to stick out beyond the door, and since I don't have the door on the case, I had to allow for it. You know what I'm saying? So I spent a little bit of time figuring it and getting it ready, and I have it set, and I'm confident that it's in the right place. So basically all I'm going to do today is get this subframe in the right place and make sure that it's rigid enough. I always worry that this stuff is going to curl on me over time, so I might put a couple, that's why the piece of wood is 1 inch instead of 3/4, and I'm probably going to put a couple of blocks in it and whatever, beef it up. I always kind of go over the top with that, but it makes me more comfortable. So that's the beginning stages of the pediment, and there's a lot of work here, a lot of delicate little things, but I think basically what I'm going to do is just run all the moldings and then just pin them and glue them all together and make one fat molding and then start my miters from there. And this piece of fret right here, you can't see it, but this gets a really crazy design, and hopefully I'll be able to get all this today prepared, ready to go, and I'll start milling up the wood and get into the final thickness, and hopefully finish the drafting of the fretwork. I probably have to go into school today and talk to Steve about it, but I think by Saturday I'll be on it, you know, full press. Alright guys, I just want to give you a little breakdown on how that frame and subframe of the molding works. I don't even know if it's the best way to do it, you know, but it seems to be pretty good now, you know. On a lot of these old ones, they had tons and tons of glue blocks going cross-grain direction and all sorts of things. So I feel comfortable with the integrity of doing it this way. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be critiqued one day. All right, what's up? I just want to show you a quick little trick, okay? Now check it out. You can see that I'm attaching the face to the frame now. And you notice I have wax paper underneath there. That's so when I attach this fascia board, it's not going to stick to the top of the case. So all I want to do is I'm just going to glue this, and then I'm just going to attach it. And then this prevents this whole frame from sticking to the top of the case. And then after it dries, what I'll do, after it dries, I'll take it off and I'll plane the bottom of this whole assembly now that the frame and the fascia and sideboards are attached to the frame. And then I get another piece of wood that gets attached to it. You know, somebody's here. All right, whatever. Peace out.